and the Kundalini is coming up, and eventually it will stay up for a period of time, and the veil, like you say, is very thin at those times. That's the time to get your questions answered.
Well, you've been hearing a lot of the ordinary, normal people, well, we call them normal, but the regular, everyday person goes to work and comes back and doesn't really think about anything spiritual, are having issues now. They're starting to have, they think they see something, or they heard a voice.
Yeah, because the veil's getting thinner. Yeah, that's what.
Well, it's what we always had, just that, you know, you had it tuned off from when you were a child. You know, you happen to have yours turned on, which was good.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, I didn't know it was.
Well, maybe it scared you when you were younger, but
I think also too, you have to be fully grounded in order to receive the information that's coming through.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Timing is everything, I guess.
For sure.
Yeah.
Our next testimonial is. Are we ready for our next testimonial?
Yes.
Alrighty. It's a man named Yvon Boiselle from Montreal. He is one of the owners of a tire dealer called Pneu Boiselle. And this videotape was done on October 10, 2012.
Je m'appelle Yvon. Au début de l'année, j'ai été dialysé pendant 8 mois. Et après, quelqu'un a rencontré Claudia pour moi et elle a prié pour moi. Et après, les docteurs m'ont appris que mes reins avaient recommencé à fonctionner et depuis ce temps-là, ça va très bien. Les prières ont fait effet. Merci.
This videotape was done in French, and his story begins in 2012 when he was hospitalized for total kidney failure. They had no choice but to put him on kidney dialysis, which once you're on kidney dialysis, it's very hard to not be on kidney dialysis. It's very rare that the kidneys start working on their own. One day, one of his employees, which is one of my customers I know very well, she came up to me and she was very concerned for the health of her boss. So she asked me to please do one of my special prayers for him, and I did. And actually, I did 2 prayers for him, one per month. I did one month, and then I put him back on my list for the next month, because I do them for about a week, and I try to fit everybody in. So I did do prayers for him. After that, next thing you know, his doctors took him off the kidney dialysis, and he was ready to be on his own again. And he was not even aware that I had done prayers for him until someone did say, Yvon, there was some special prayers done for you. And he's, in the video you can see he's very thankful that he was healed. The question here is a person that is not even, he's not even aware that he is, there's prayers being done for him. How come he is able to be healed and other people are not? So it's a question that I'm gonna talk about later on. It's just that I'm working on another case of a kidney dialysis. I've done 5 prayers and nothing is working. So later on, we maybe can touch on that topic, why some people are healed and others are not. So that's it.
All right, moving right along, I'd like to introduce our next guest, Christine Schiavone. Christine is the producer of Spiritual Exploration, seen right here on cable. And Christine?
Hello. Hi.
How you doing?
Thank you for having me, and it's a pleasure to be here with everyone. Healing and angels and all that is spiritual has always been an interest of mine ever since I was a child. And people would, I would say things to people as a child like, you know, this is not it. And there's more than meets the eye, there's more than we're being told. And especially, I was brought up Catholic also. Haven't been practicing for a while now because I think Jesus kind of said, you know, don't worry about going to church because I'm here with you always. And so I haven't really been practicing, but my heart is still there with my God and my Jesus, and I'm, you know, like that. And the angels as well. I know that St. Michael the Archangel is one of my protectors, and I feel him with me a lot. I have a picture of him on my nightstand with his sword like this, so he protects me. And it's a beautiful thing. I think that when God made the angels, he did a good thing for humanity, because they are here to help us and guide us and try to bring us along the right path so that when it's our time to leave this earth, that we will end up in a good place. And if we're lucky, we have our angels waiting for us when we pass. As far as they're concerned, Raphael is the healer, and I've also had Raphael's help on quite a few occasions, I'm sure. I'm a Reiki master, and I'm also a magnified healer. And these energies come from God, come from the angels, and when people are healed, it is a miraculous and spiritual thing, I believe. As far as why people, some heal and some don't, I think there's several reasons for that. I think that one is there are people who really don't want to be healed deep down. Deep down, they may want to leave this life, and they kind of resist the healing. I think that also sometimes, you see, before we come here, we make our deals for our lives, for the people that are going to be in our lives, people that are going to be important, people that are not going to be important, people that are going to be really good and close to us, and people that are not going to be so good and close to us. And we make these deals and these beforehand things that should come into our lives because we need certain experiences to further our position on the other realm, in the other realms, when we go again. And I think that maybe that some people have made the deal, yes, I'm going to live with this disease, whatever it might be, and I'm going to die from this disease because of the experience that will further my spirit.
So it's like life contracts.
Yeah, it's contracts.
Yes.
And we contract with each other as well. Our friends, our family, people in and out of our lives. And our contracts consist of how long you're going to be in my life. What are you going to do in my life? Are you going to help me? Are you going to hurt me? Are we just going to be good friends? Are we going to be enemies? What? You know? But whatever it is, whatever our relationship is with people, we've contracted for that in the before time so that we can have that experience and that when we go on, we're all the better for it.
Christine, do you believe that you can extend a contract?
I think that you can change your mind about certain things and ask the powers that be if we can extend a contract or if we can cut something short that we are tired of or is not suiting our purpose or for our highest good.
When you do Reiki, I know you're a Reiki master. When you
I do Reiki when somebody wants it.
No, I understand that. But when you do Reiki on people, do you ever call upon St. Raphael to make your energies?
On occasion, but mostly I just call on the Reiki energy itself because that is what it's there for. Yeah. Reiki energy is a very, very powerful and an energy that is very pure. And it works over time usually. Unlike magnified healing, which can work instantaneously. Reiki energy is a male energy. It works, as I said, over time. And it's very easy to call in. Once you become attuned to the energy through learning how to use it, you can use it, and always for the highest good of the recipient. You could use it on people, animals, the earth. You could use it for situations, and you can send it anywhere in the universe. It'll penetrate anything, and it can be, when you get to a certain point in your learning Reiki, they give you secret symbols that you can use to send it. If somebody calls me up and says, oh, Christina, I'm kind of down today, or I'm not feeling well, would you send me some Reiki? And I could, from my home to wherever they are in the whole world, I can just send them the energy, and they will get it, and they will feel it. And the Reiki, as I said, is a very intelligent energy, so you don't really need a lot of information as to where it's going. It will find its target.
It'll find the target. Very good.
Is there a difference between Reiki energy and healing energy?
Reiki is healing energy. It is. And magnified healing is different, though there's different kinds of healing energy, yeah. Reiki is a healing energy. Magnified healing is a healing energy, which is a female energy now, as opposed to Reiki being a male energy. Magnified healing, we have a deity that's in charge of that in the higher realms called Kuan Yin. She's a Chinese deity, and she promises that if you receive a magnified healing, that when your passing time comes, she will be there to guide you.
Christine, is it easy to learn Reiki?
Oh, yes. Yes. You can take Reiki 1 over a weekend, Reiki 2 over a weekend, Reiki 3, which is advanced practitioner, over a weekend. And then the master is usually a little bit longer. And then it's my understanding, but I have not gone on, but it's like 12 more steps beyond all of that.
But do you think it's for certain people, or if it's for general?
It's for
everybody
Anybody
can
do
handle it?
But you have to go to the classes. You have to be attuned. There's an attunement that comes with the class, where you are being given the energy and the ability to call on it. And once you call upon the energy, you can work miracles with it. Again. But anybody, it's not just for certain people.
Okay.
But you have to become attuned to the energy to use it.
All righty.
And Christine, why don't you tell us if anybody would like to tune into your show, the name of it, when it's played?
Oh yeah, well my show is Spiritual Exploration, and I'm on Friday night at 10 p.m. FiOS Channel 35, Time Warner Cable Channel 79. And a lot of people watch, and it's a very popular show. I run into people all the time who tell me, yeah, they do. Oh, I watch your show all the time.
I know you.
Yeah,
But also,
some people look at me and they're trying to figure out where they know me from.
yeah. And for the people who aren't local, they can catch you on the web.
That's right. Thank you so much. You really give me some good plugs there. You can go to YouTube. If you're online, go to YouTube, type in Spiritual Exploration, and I have like about 40 or so shows up. Some of them are a little older, and all my recent shows are going into YouTube. So if you miss it on television, you can always go online to YouTube and watch it too.
That's good.
Thank you.
That's what us spiritual enthusiasts do.
That's right. We support each other, which is a good thing.
That's true. Okay.
Okay, so the next,
The next testimonial is, I don't have a video. It's a girl named Concetta Salvaggio, who's 29, from Montreal. She has struggled her whole life to live normally, because at birth she was missing oxygen and she had a stroke to her brain. If that wasn't bad enough, in February 2011, she had a problem with her lungs and had to have surgery. And in September 2011, she had a cough. They discovered that her lungs were very dry for a second time, that she had cysts in her lungs and had to have surgery, which was very complicated and very delicate. June 2012, she got a persistent cough again. And the doctor that was following her, Dr. Rozinoff, realized that her right lung was not expanding at all, and it wasn't reacting. So they had to give her a 2-hour emergency surgery, which kept her in the hospital for 11 days and 4 days in intensive care. Parts of her right lung have been removed. Unfortunately, she was hit with very bad luck on July 8th, when she got this terrible cough, together with a lot of pain. The doctors gave her medication, nothing was working, and her family was very afraid that they were going to lose her. So at that point, her mother, Rosa Salvaggio, came to see me, and she asked me to do a special prayer for her daughter, and I did. And soon after, she comes back to visit me, and she says, "You did pray for my daughter," and I hadn't called her or said anything, and I said yes, because from that day on, the cough just vanished. And she was healed. So she was very ecstatic. She was not losing her daughter, and everything is back to normal. So she's been doing well ever since.
Good.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
The sister channel, is it cystic fibrosis, or it's just cysts that grow in the lungs?
She had cysts in her lungs.
Wow.
Yeah. And her lungs get dry, and they don't expand. So whatever they put in there wasn't working. So she's got parts of her lungs missing, and
Poor thing.
poor thing. She's 29, and
And this was from a lack of oxygen at birth.
oh yeah, yeah.
Wow.
To think a whole life she's been struggling to live a normal life. Which
But what an inspiration,
what an inspiration, yeah,
right?
yeah,
That's a ground angel.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And of course, she was not even aware that I was going to pray for her, which is the beauty of it. When they're not aware of it, and then they have their
Yes.
miracle, that makes it even better.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, not only do you not have to be aware that you're being prayed for or sent healing energy, but you don't even have to believe.
You don't even have to believe. No.
You know, the one thing about the fellow with the kidney,
Yes.
couple of things that I was intuiting here. As you probably know, all healing and all sickness starts up here spiritual, works down to emotional, mental, emotional, physical. So you have to get to the root problem. Now, there's several ways that you can do this. You can, one of the best ways I found is past life hypnotherapy, asking to be taken back to the time that the kidney problem developed. It may even be more than one lifetime, where it may be abandonment issues. Kidneys are the seat of fear. So I would venture to say he has past life unresolved trauma dealing with fear. Also, so once you resolve that, right, you can do that. And hypnotherapy circles know that once you find the root cause and you've been hypnotized back to that point, boom, no more problem. But another key is ask for etheric new blood, because the blood is poisoned by that point, and maybe even new kidneys.
Okay.
Because, you know, when I first started learning how to heal, I was actually going to take classes and so forth. And one of the things that I found was that the problem to me, I remember saying during the attunement the whole time, the Lord's Prayer, I didn't feel safe. And then I realized the missing ingredient was faith, along with the proper knowledge of different healing techniques and so forth, because if you're not aware that, you know, you have to heal these different bodies, there can be a component that's still missing. Now, on that girl with the lungs, you can ask for new etheric lungs, and also get food-grade hydrogen peroxide, and have her drink some each morning by your guidance in a glass of juice. That will put oxygen in the bloodstream.
Okay.
Okay. So in the meantime, normally it takes about 10 days for new lungs to reform to the original blueprint, and problem solved.
I have a case where I've done 5 prayers for another lady with kidney dialysis.
Yeah.
She wants her miracle.
Yeah.
She is insisting, Claudia, you will not give up on me. I said, I will not give up on you. The thing is that I realized she's very angry. She has a lot of anger issues, and she can't let go of these anger issues. So I think that she has to get over that in order, because her kidney problems are just a surface of what's really going on inside. The same thing with people that have, like, for instance, arthritis.
Right.
That also is a sign of unforgiveness. So if you can't forgive someone and you have that in you, sometimes it shows up as arthritis.
It's the
So-
negativity that manifests itself.
You can with her. You can help with perhaps having her pray 2 times a week to God for emotional transmutation into grace. And what that does is, since energy never dies, it just transforms. So they can transform it into grace. And it may take, 10 weeks for her doing that twice a week. But in the meantime, this is being taken care of on the emotional level you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you were doing that, the healing you were talking about before, and you felt that maybe you weren't doing it right or whatever it was, and you felt there was a lack of faith.
Oh,
And what
there
your
was no
abilities were.
part of faith. That was the confusion for me.
Faith is the key ingredient.
Right, faith, prayer, and energy. And by the way, that's all in this book. That's why I brought it with me, because that's why
I read
it's
your
all
book.
combined. Yeah. And but yeah, that was when miracles truly started to happen. The prayer with the knowledge.
Everybody takes, like when I read that and I'm going through things, I see what you're saying, I realize the structure in it, but then you have to take it and make it your own,
Yes.
Yep.
and that's what it is.
They're just tools that
Yeah.
we can experience. You put them in your tool belt, and then you get to take parts of it or things that feel comfortable to you and use them when you're working with people.
What would you suggest on the kidneys that Claudia has been working on?
The kidneys?
Yeah.
The lady with kidney dialysis, she goes there
Definitely.
3 times a week.
Yeah, definitely what you said. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
There's that anger that needs to be released.
She has a lot of,
It really
yeah.
needs to be the emotional body that needs to be released before the physical can
Yeah.
actually heal itself. Sometimes you can, it's interesting because I've worked on people who have not manifested something yet, and I see the blockage in the energy. I see it in the emotional field, and so we'll go to the emotional field to release it so it doesn't have to come physical for them, you know? So it's almost like a preventative
Stop it before
energetic
it starts.
therapy.
Yeah.
You know, but they need to know that. They need to know that if they continue on that path,
Yeah.
they're going to create something
I don't think she
physical.
realizes that
Yeah.
that's the reason. And she'll be the first one on this stage if she gets healed. So she's really happy. She goes, Claudia, you can't. She really wants to be healed. So we're going to have to help her in other ways.
I think she needs to come see
Yeah,
you
I
to,
think so.
to get rid of the blockage, if I understand this right. And then you all can all
Let's
pray
just
for
make this a
her.
group effort. We'll heal her.
But Rita, I wanted to ask you, you had another experience with angels?
I did. After the experience I had in the pool, we were taking a trip to my niece's college in Rhode Island, and the night before, two of us had dreams that we shouldn't have taken the trip. And so we woke up, there was a snowstorm coming. We woke up and I said to my sister, I don't think we should go. You know, we both had dreams, blah, blah, blah. We go, right? We're on the trip. All of a sudden, the temperature drops. We get black ice. We hit,
Oh,
right?
boy.
Cost us, we didn't hit anybody on the road. We
that's
hit no
good.
one on
That
the
was a
road. I don't know
miracle.
how
Thank
that
God for
happened.
that.
Michael.
We weaved in and
Yeah.
out. We hit the embankment, flipped the truck over,
That was
blew out
Michael.
all the windows.
Wow. Oh, boy.
And me and my sister, you know, turned over in the car. I got a scratch. I got a bruise over here on my ribs. My sister's hand got cut. But the girl who was sitting in the back of the truck had no seatbelt on.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
She flew out the back window,
Oh, no.
50 feet away from us.
Oh, my God.
And we thought, she's dead.
Oh, God.
So we get out of the car, thinking she's dead. She thinks we're dead in the car. We get out of the car, and she's standing there with the police officer with a scratch on her nose. And I said, what happened? And she said she felt herself come out of the car. She felt two hands holding her
Michael, it's
underneath,
Michael.
Yeah.
covering, right? And she says they just put me on the ground. And I ended up with a scratch on
I've
my
heard
hand.
that happening.
That was
If
Michael.
you saw the truck, you thought we were all dead
Yeah.
because the truck was totaled.
Yeah.
But it was miraculous.
that was
you know the
faith.
angels.
That's amazing.
That's when
They
you
were there,
believe,
that's
and
for
that's
sure.
faith.
That was it for
That's
me. I was like,
definitely faith.
okay.
From now on, if you get a feeling like that, I
That's
think
it.
you would not.
Pay attention. That was the lesson on that one.
Yeah.
And I think,
Yeah,
Claudia,
yeah.
we have one more person to speak about.
Yes, we have our last testimonial, which is definitely a friend of mine named Paul, a man of faith. His case, he was diagnosed with lymphoma, and lymphoma, if you know lymphoma, is very difficult. He was diagnosed on October 21st, 2011. He started treatments, one of 8 on November 9th. And what happened was he stopped working. He asked me to pray for him. I did 4 prayers for him. One, as soon as I found out, because he's a very dear friend of mine. I've known him for over 22 years. And then I did one in December, another one in May. And then I had lunch with him one day, and he says, Claudia, it looks like the cancer is coming back. The blood test showed that it has risen, and I'm afraid they're going to start chemo on me. So he happened to get me at a good time, which my week of prayer was starting, and I did a prayer for him on August 5th, the first of 9 prayers. The last testimonial was the last of my 9 prayers. He was the first of my 9 prayers on August 5th. He went for his PET scan and CAT scan on August 6th, comes back with the results on August 14th of 2012, and the cancer, who had been sitting on his right kidney on the size of a softball, had completely vanished. He was completely shocked, and everybody that knows him was shocked. So what he asked me to do was to heal his leg afterwards. He goes, now that the cancer's gone. So, yes.
An old bowling injury.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, any of these healings don't come with any side effects, like when you go to the doctor and you get medications, huh?
No, he went for another PET scan last month and CAT scan, and there's nothing there.
Okay.
Amen.
So he's very
That's
happy.
fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we're coming to the end of the show. I'd like to thank our studio audience for being here and our guest, a
Thank
wonderful
you.
guest.
Thank you for having us.
Also our sponsors. Where's my my sponsor page, which would be, I can't forget my own sponsors.
Antonio's.
Antonio's Pork Store at Tottenville, Anthony Rizzo, owner. There's Aardvark Pest Control, Great Kills, Vincent Bonacore is the president, and Smiling Pizza, what's his name? That area?
Park Slope?
Park Slope, I couldn't think. Park Slope, Brooklyn, and
Go girl.
they're our sponsors, and we'd like you to patronize them if you're in that area.
And we'd like to thank our viewers at home also. Thank you again for coming, and
you.
hope
It's
you
great.
learned something. Remember, miracles happen for those who believe.
That's true.
Every day.
Yes.